Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel. 4:25 a.m. Tuesday, October the 28th. I hope you're having a great start to your day today. I do have my big blue mug of coffee with me today. I tip it to you, and I had another video ready to go on YouTube in about 5 minutes. I'm holding off on it. I'm very proud of it. I think you're going to like it. I'll get to it later. But I wanted to weigh in on the continuing saga of Doug Ford in the Ronald Reagan ad campaign and how Mark Carney may be involved. I've got a bit of a different perspective, I think, on this one. I don't think this is any surprise to you, but we're being ruled over by stupid people. You know that. Plato said those people who say they are too smart to be engaged in politics are ruled over by people who are too dumb. And folks, there's a lot of dumb going on here. You have to look at it this way. Somebody in Doug Ford's office, some underling, saw this 1987 video of Ronald Reagan. It went all the way up the chain of command. It got to Doug Ford, and he said, yeah, let's create a video out of this. We'll allocate the funds. We'll run it in the United States of America. He ran it through his good buddy, Mark Carney, who said it was absolutely fine to run this ad. Now, I initially thought that, and I said this in a video previous, that Doug Ford was poking the bear, that he was simply doing this because he wanted to be malicious, because he's very critical of Donald Trump. I think in many ways he should be critical of him. He's got that right. But I also thought he's been rather insulting of Donald Trump as well. But nowhere along the line did anybody, right up to Mark Carney's office, say, no, this is not a really good idea. There's a guy named Robert J. Hanlon. He's a writer and a professor, and there's an adage named after him called Hanlon's razor, and it goes this way: never attribute to malice that which can be explained by stupidity. Right? And there's a lot of stupidity going on here. So here is Rob Ford admitting that he ran this through his good buddy Mark Carney, and Carney was just fine with it.
About you and about this situation, but how are relations with the Prime Minister? Are things strained now because of what's happened?
Not at all. He saw the ad before I put it out, so did his chief of staff. They both saw it, and we moved forward on it. But again, we achieved our goal. As we say, mission accomplished. It was done. They're talking about it in the U.S., and they weren't talking about it before I put the ad on. So I'm glad that Ronald Reagan was a free trader.
So no one in Doug Ford's office, or Doug Ford himself, or Mark Carney's office, or Mark Carney himself thought, this might not be a very good idea, knowing Donald Trump. We have to negotiate a trade deal here. It's important to Canada. It's important to Canadians. But what's even worse is the fact that Doug Ford is standing out there and bragging about the number of hits he's got on this video like it's some kid in a TikTok video.
And that's the message we have to the American people. And we're the third largest trading partner in the world, Ontario is. And I wanted to get the message out there. We achieved our goal, and now we paused it. We didn't have to spend the $75 million I thought we would, a fraction of that, and I'll get the numbers for you shortly. But what we did, we ended up with earned media of anywhere from 300 to 400 million people and impressions. We call them views for the people at home. But I was getting constituents calling me, saying their relatives in India saw it, in Italy, Portugal, Scotland. My niece in UK said it was running all over, in every outlet in the U.S. So we achieved our goal, and now we put it on pause.
You got to hand it to Ford. He certainly has got his money's worth from this ad campaign. Lots of people have seen it, but it's not having the desired effect. To the contrary. And there's a harsh reality coming that I'm going to talk about in just a moment for Doug Ford. He goes on to talk about all the friends that he spoke to, some of them not on the same side of the political spectrum as him. And he mentions my Premier, Danielle Smith.
My champion, Wob Canoe. He's 100% behind it. Another champion, Premier Eby as well. So these are the premiers, total different political stripes than I am, but we're all sticking together. And I went right across the country and spoke to every single premier.
Danielle Smith doesn't like the ads, though.
Well, sure enough. Yeah, well, of course, Danielle Smith doesn't like the ads because she's not getting her auto annihilated, her manufacturing, her steel, her life science sector. She has a commodity called oil that the Americans need and want. So she's going to be fine. Ontario won't be fine if we sign a lousy deal. I'd rather have no deal than a terrible deal that will cost jobs here in Ontario.
Danielle Smith doesn't like the ads because she's not getting her auto annihilated or her steel or aluminum. Danielle Smith doesn't like the ads because she realizes how stupid they are. She understands what's going on here, and she realizes that this stupid ad campaign wasn't going to do any good. To the contrary. And what Doug Ford, this stupid man that you've seen on the screen here, doesn't understand is Alberta is going to sell its oil to the United States because you can't move our oil fields into the United States. But Doug, you can move your auto sector into the United States. It's going piece by piece. Donald Trump still got more than 3 years to go. And all you're doing is being stupid. I said he was being malicious. No, this is stupidity to the nth degree. Because what has this accomplished, Doug? It's accomplished this. Trump won't meet Carney for a while, as Canadian PM says they were close to a trade deal. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, another stupid politician.
The entire idea behind Premier Ford's advertising campaign, although I acknowledge ours was of a decidedly different scale, is to get the message out to Americans about the impact of tariffs on Americans. The only people paying the additional 10% that the president announced the other day are Americans. Their prices are going to go up.
So let's double down on the ads, says the stupid man out on the West Coast. Let's double down on the stupidity, triple down on the stupidity, I guess you could say. Now, I said that this wasn't malicious, it was stupidity. It can be both things, I guess. But it might be another thing as well. Maybe we're missing something here. Why is this happening? Why did no one say, stop, not a good idea, all the way up the chain of command, right to the Prime Minister's office? Is this all done by design? We know, you know, that Mark Carney got elected because of Donald Trump. And if Donald Trump goes away, an election could be coming, folks. So Doug Ford says, I'm going to put out these ads. And Carney says, go ahead, Doug. It just keeps the elbows up people in Mark Carney's lane. It's all done on purpose. Here's the pleb. Mark Carney, let's destroy Canada. Doug Ford, I'm in. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Have yourself a great Tuesday. I'll see you in the next one.